this should scare you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm on board the whole AI hype train. Like, I understand fundamentally it's going to change the world. I just don't know if personally I'm going to be somebody who uses AI tools every single day. In fact, the only AI tool that I really use on a weekly basis is AI text to speech, where a viewer can donate me a message and it's read out loud by a famous character. It uses AI to make whatever message sound like that famous person. I'll just play you an example. This is the one that I received the most.
SpongeBob. Oh. 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 Oh.
It's hard for me to for you to sit here and be like, I'm not going to be a huge big fan of it, and then you're using it to copy people's voices, which is
You're also like monetizing it to a degree.
It's literally one of the most potentially controversial uses of AI.
Yeah, you're using a voice actor's voice, which could potentially replace them in their entirety.
So this guy's already kind of starting off, in my opinion, like an idiot.
A little bit. I feel like this is. I think the text to speech stuff is probably the most egregious because it is the least transformative.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there are a lot of issues with like likeness and voices and stuff. There is like, well, is our voices, like, especially like fictional voices, are those copyrightable? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Well, how would it be any different than copywriting like music?
Because you're creating something.
Oh, I guess
right?
you're
The
saying
character
different
of
words.
SpongeBob isn't. The character of SpongeBob is created, but is the voice created or
Okay,
copyrighted?
so yeah, so
Can a voice be copyrighted? A voice cannot be copyrighted. Of course, according to a legal decision in Milder versus Ford Motor Co., a voice is as distinct and personal as a face.
So faces
So
cannot be copyrighted.
yeah.
Got it. So
I do think it's like,
can be copyrighted though.
yes, because a character is created, right? You create like the look,
Character is a
the
combination of
personality.
the face and the voice, right?
Yeah, but like at the same time, they're also like their personality. Their it's more than just their face and their voice,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It's something that is created.
It's the combination of everything.
Yeah. Right, like a person can't be copyrighted either, because obviously that comes into a different issue.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
But I do think that this is probably like the worst or like the most egregious form of using AI.
And he's
You get
saying
the
it's
idea.
the way he likes.
And that certainly
Well, saying he
isn't
doesn't
legal.
like
Like,
AI.
I don't own the IP,
I was
and
gonna
I'm
say, I don't think
positive
he
if
necessarily
Nickelodeon
thinks
heard
that
that,
this is good, but this is the one that he's like most okay with.
Yeah, it's interesting.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
having a huge orgasm for $10 that goes to my mods, but technically goes to like me, my company, they wouldn't be cool with that. But there's no real recourse for it right now. There's no legislation. There's no checks and balances for AI, but they are coming, and they are coming fast because there are big problems brewing for OpenAI. Now, one of the biggest ones is them stealing from me. If you don't know, OpenAI basically needs to feed ChatGPT a lot of text. A lot of text. And they've taken every goddamn website, every goddamn thread, every tweet, every book you can take, and they ran out of English text. They're like, they damn ran out of it. So what do they turn to? They turn to transcribed videos because there's a lot of footage, there's a lot of videos on the internet. If you transcribe it, you get a lot of text. And they transcribed YouTube videos and then fed that to create ChatGPT 4, which is their best and brightest ChatGPT yet, or whatever. And that is illegal. All right, I still own the copyright of my videos, even if I upload them onto YouTube. They cannot be used by another independent site to make their program better or whatever. But there's no legislation at the moment because AI is innovating.
Wait, hold on.
Than
He
law
just did
does.
something
The
really
same thing
silly.
happened with vapes. It happened.
He said that it was illegal, but there's also no legislation for it.
So how could that be a true statement?
Yeah, it's not. It's not illegal because there's no law against it. He could say that it's morally wrong, which you have a way better argument for, because
Mhm.
there's no legal standing or anything like that or legislation. Also, once again, we come into the transformative thing. If I take the format of your video and I change enough of it to where it could be defined as distinct enough, however far you would need to go to do that, is it still your script? It's like the philosophical question of like the boat. If you change enough parts of a boat, is it still the same boat? If you catch what I'm putting down, pimp.
I do.
Okay. Just not saying anything, so I don't.
No, there's nothing to argue.
Okay. It's just like a
Happens,
really silly
periodically
statement
throughout
to
history.
say.
Internet, whatever
It's
you
the
want to
second
draw the
silly statement he's
comparison to. But it's not just that's the problem. It's also directly taking the likeness, and I think we're going to find an answer out on whether or not I can use Spontrell's voice because of the most recent AI controversy. And this all started a week ago when OpenAI announced GPT-4o. All right, and this is basically a text-to-speech or a voice-activated AI assistant. And it's really, really good. I mean, in this demo, they showed two different AI assistants talking to each other. Here's an example of this AI voice assistant teaching this kid how to do his math homework.
Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse? Remember
Really,
the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha.
And that's like really impressive. Not just the fact that it understands what the kid is saying and providing correct
This is
information.
actually really
I
impressive.
think it's B to A.
This is
I'm pretty
good.
Sure. But also just the way the AI assistant speaks, like super naturally and fluidly, like a real human. Here's some more examples. This is the feature that I think is the coolest. It can do real live translation. All you need is your phone and this GPT-4o feature. You throw it on the table and you can speak with someone in a different language. It'll translate everything for you.
Hey, how's it been going? Have you been up to anything interesting recently?
Hola, ¿cómo te ha ido? ¿Has hecho algo interesante últimamente?
Hola,
Is it
bien.
Italian?
Sí, un poco ocupado
It
aquí
is.
preparando
Or
un evento
Spanish.
para la semana que viene.
Hey, I've been good. Just a bit busy here preparing for an event next week.
Not only is that incredibly fast, it also is just incredibly fluid, native. All right, that can turn a conversation that might be robotic currently, if you were to try to translate with like Google Translate, to a full-on conversation about like politics, religion, war, whatever you wanted with someone that you literally do not speak the same language with. Now, there is one thing that people have noticed with GPT-4o, which is that it kind of sounds like it wants to fuck you. I mean, I don't know another way to phrase it. The voice just kind of sounds like sexually it is attracted to you and it is trying to make a move. I'll just play this clip.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which
He does.
could actually work in your favor.
Now, this is one of the 5 OpenAI GPT-4o voices. It's called
All right,
Sky,
chill,
but it is
horny
definitely
boys.
their most
Okay,
popular.
that AI
the one
doesn't
that
wanna
they used in the
fuck you. It
demo that
doesn't
was
sound
seen
like it wants to fuck
millions
you.
and millions
Chill
of
out.
times around the world.
I
It
think it
reminded
sounds a little
lot of people
flirty.
Of a movie that
I think
came
that's
out
only
little
because
over
you're a
decade
horny
ago
boy, dude.
called
Honest to
Her.
God.
This is
Well,
obviously
probably a
This is
little
the
bit.
problem
movie
with
where he
men
has
is they think
AI
women are always
assistant, very
flirting with them, even
similar.
if it's AI.
Well,
The
yeah. If
assistant
you
is,
get like one
who he
compliment from a
eventually falls
lady,
in love
like
with.
that's probably
Hi.
the only compliment you're gonna get for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
morning,
compliment
Theodore.
means flirting.
Morning.
You have a
Chill
meeting
out.
in 5 minutes. You
I
wanna
didn't say it
try
was.
getting
I
out
know,
of
I'm
here?
joking.
Too funny.
And it's that similar kind of flirty conversation, and it's voiced by Scarlett Johansson. So
See,
when this
even-
whole announcement came out,
Even
with
Ludwig thinks
GPT-4o,
it
Scarlett
does. It sounds
Johansson dropped a
flirty.
statement and said she was shocked and angered when she heard OpenAI's ChatGPT voice sounded like her. And OpenAI fired back, and they said, hey, we heard the concerns about Sky. We're going to pause the use of the Sky voice while we address them. And a lot of people were like, dude, what the hell? All right, if it wasn't even Scarlett Johansson as the voice actor, and you just used another voice actress that kind of sounds like her, what's the big deal? And in it, OpenAI also says, hey, we believe that AI voices should not deliberately mimic a celebrity's distinctive voice. Sky's voice is not an imitation of Scarlett Johansson, but belongs to a different professional actress using her own natural speaking voice. So they didn't even use
is her voice that
footage
distinctive?
of ScarJo in movies. They just
I don't
use
think
someone
so.
who like,
I don't.
maybe
That's
sounds
why I
like
said I
Sean
don't think
Connery.
I don't know.
Like, come on.
Well,
It's
even
almost
with
certainly
Sean
not
Connery,
coincidental, though.
when you're
How do I know that?
like,
Because
Yeah.
Sam Altman,
You're-
the CEO of OpenAI,
Sometimes
tweeted
you
out the
need
day
to
of their announcement
your
of
woman.
GPT-4o, her,
or whatever.
the
I
title
don't
of
know.
the movie
It's
with Joaquin
silly.
Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson,
Can't
which is
copyright a
just a huge
voice.
fumble. Just don't tweet that out. Maybe you get away with this. Maybe a little highway robbery. He fucks up. He tweets out her. But then Scarlett Johansson also drops a statement where she said she was offered by Sam Altman in September to be the voice for GPT-4o. To be the AI assistant voice like the movie Her. They clearly watched the movie Her at OpenAI. They're like, hey, man, this is fucking perfect. This is exactly what we want. We want to make this come to life. Let's get the girl from the movie. But for personal reasons, she was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want
It's a
maybe it makes her
bad,
feel good. I don't know.
bad
I think
look.
it's fair. She says no. And then they decided to pursue a voice that sounds eerily similar to the point where a lot of ScarJo's friends were like, hey, is that you? And she had to be like, no, it's not me. You know, and to be fair, it does kind of sound like her. And then 2 days before they dropped the ChatGPT 4.
But that's
demo,
why you can't copyright
they
voices.
asked her again
because they
before she
aren't,
could reply.
like
They
distinctive
just launched
enough.
it. They launched the Sky Voice. And the fact that they paused the Sky Voice to me makes it feel like, there's probably some internal memos, okay? If we were able to subpoena, I bet we would see a few Slack messages saying, hey, let's get someone who sounds like ScarJo. And ScarJo, I think we'll find an answer not only to is OpenAI allowed to use a voice that sounds similar to ScarJo, but am I allowed to play a text-to-speech of SpongeBob coming his little damn head off for $10 that goes to my moderator? So am I allowed to do that? Is that allowed? Because ScarJo gets answers, baby. She won a lawsuit against Disney, man. That's the millennia of lawsuits. You beat Disney, you can beat anyone. So I think we're going to find out an answer very, very soon. There's a lot more lawsuits and a lot more answers and a lot more regulation that need to be figured out with AI. And I'm sure in the next year, we will have maybe just some insight on how far we get. But until then, SpongeBob will be playing on every single one of my piss breaks. It's not my decision. It's my chat decisions. It's how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. All right, see you later. Goodbye.
That's a
Goodbye. It's my new friend, by the way.
terrible statement.
All right, subscribe. See you later. Goodbye.
How can you be like?
It's not up to me. It's up to my fans.
Yeah, I don't support this.
Yo,
but-
chill.
What?
Don't play that.
I wasn't playing this.
I know. I'm joking.
It's
That is some copyrighted material right there.
Yeah.